Checking everything. This button is pressed. That button is pressed. All the buttons are pressed. Everything stream look like it's going to do well, whatever it's going to do. So, of course, late ill kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, Doppio Dope. It's been a minute. All right, I know you've been like, yo, man, been playing video games. Yo, what about that Marvel though? Now, before we get into Marvel, big shout out to Raid Comics and the art that you see below, which is from Joystick Angels. They had a very, very successful, I mean, they hit mad stretch goals on their Kickstarter, but if you still want the comic book, holla at them, Raid Comics, RAE Comics, Joystick Angels. They dope. But I ain't by myself. Oh, no.
Don't do
right over here.
Don't do it.
This man is not only the Intercontinental Belt champion, also welterweight, featherweight, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight belt holder of the world, whole world, all right? In boxing, judo, kickboxing, all them boxings, he got them all. Also, did you know that he was a model? Runway print, all right? He got that on lock. And also credited as the creator of sliced bread. I present to you Clement Bryant.
See, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but you continue to lie to the people. You got me sounding like Zod out of Man of Steel, and now I have no people. That's what you got me sounding like. Do you realize this, man? But it's good to be back. Again, stop lying to the people, because I'm just a lowly social media guy. Anyways, it's good to be back. Let's get this going, because I think we have some important news and just catch up on life.
Some important news, just a little bit. All right, you know what? Let's go in and dive into it. She's in the thumbnail. You know the deal. Variety comes out and says, Michaela Coel, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. At least I believe I am. If I'm not, it ain't no diss. So Michaela has joined the ensemble cast of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, the sequel to the Marvel hit film, Black Panther. Now, they ain't telling us who she playing.
No.
They ain't telling us none of that. All right? But the good thing is that she's dope. She's been doing it for a while. Her acting skills are on point. And everyone else is returning. One thing that I did like about this that I didn't know about Michaela was it said Coel exploded onto Hollywood's radar in 2020 with her critically acclaimed HBO Max series I May Destroy You, which is still on my list. I haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry and I apologize, but you got paid for it already, so I mean, I guess you don't really care whether I watch it or not. But I still know you dope because I saw you in Black Men, so you just let that slide right there. So anyway, for which she's received 4 Emmy nominations. In addition to writing, directing, and producing, Coel starred in the show as a popular writer processing rape trauma in contemporary London. The dope thing here is it says she's not currently represented by a talent agency. She works through her indie label, Faulkner Productions, which co-produced I May Destroy You. Here's the dope thing about that. Independent, son. Independent. That's right. You don't need nobody to be taking your money. Get your own cash. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we here. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag Black Dollars. I see what you're doing. But good thing is we getting some good news. Casting is rolling right along. I know we got to wait, but of course we had some tragedy surrounding this film. But, you know, Kevin Feige did drop that comment about like, you know, it was either him or, was it him or was it Ryan that said like basically we're gonna make Chad proud? It might have been Kevin. I can't remember. One of them said, you know, hey, we're gonna make Chad proud. Paraphrasing, basically.
Yeah, I remember the comment. I remember that comment. I just can't remember. I don't think it was Feige. It felt like someone who was in the cast. It felt like someone who's in the cast. Let me see.
Yeah, and Real quick shout out to the chat. We got Jenna James in the house. Blurtish, what up? What up? It's probably Key, but if it is Mark, what up, Mark? But it's probably Key. Shout out to Antoine Allen. Shout out to Brian Muyenzi. I hope I ain't screw up your name, but Brian, hey, we here. I ain't on purpose. Jenna James Batgirl casting. We will be getting to that later. But if you've never seen Michaela's work, she's cool. She's in. I can't remember the name of the episode of Black Mirror, but she's in an episode of Black Mirror. She's in Chewing Gum, which is on.
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it's Chewing Gum is on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
But now it's on HBO Max.
Word. So yeah, and then you got I May Destroy You, of course. So man, look, hey, check it. I'm glad to see some movement on this.
And she's in Black Mirror too. That's the other thing.
Yeah. So do you want to speculate? Because Twitter is rife with, of course, speculation. Would you like to speculate, my brother?
I mean, okay, so one thing I've gotten out of the scoop and speculating game a little bit because you know Marvel likes to play against type more than anything. Nice. To play against type. So who we think we're going to be, cool. But I will say I want to say this before I get into it, that I'm not fan casting, that's not official, but if she is Storm, amazing casting.
If it's Storm, I ain't mad at it, son. I'm not mad at it. Like, yo, if it's Storm, I'm not mad at it. And that'll be a good way to, go in and get that power couple popping. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
it'll be good. It'll be cool. It's like, but also, it's also how do you do the power couple because Chad's dead now. And we already know that they're not going to recast.
They said they weren't. They said for sure they're not going to recast?
Yeah, so
I hate that idea. I'm sorry, I hate that idea.
So I think it was during the Disney Investors Day live stream back in December where Feige straight up was like, we believe that Chad's, I'm paraphrasing here, but we believe that Chad's portrayal of T'Challa, Black Panther is iconic, and for that reason, you're not going to recast T'Challa. But it's like, I think they're just trying to do respect. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I think that was the vibe of it.
All right, cool.
Again, I'm just getting off work, so I'm trying to remember all this off the top of the dome. But that was the vibe. So
I'll ask the chat real quick and going to let you finish. Do you think that Black Panther just shouldn't be recasted?
If they're saying T'Challa's not going to be recast, cool. But Black Panther, considering that I think we know that Letitia Wright's coming back, they could straight up do what they did in the comics and make sure the Black Panther.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is T'Challa can be recasted. We've had numerous Superman. Yeah. We've had numerous Batman. And don't get me wrong, I understand the kind of like tragedy and the at least last minute nature that we found out about this. But T'Challa is too important to say, oh, well, we're just not going to show him anymore. Because you best believe if Christian Bale dies or something like that, they're making another Batman. If Ben Affleck dies, they're making another Batman. And he's not going to be Batman Beyond. He's not going to be that dude. He's going to be Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I think there's something important about the legacy of our characters, especially our Black men, kind of ending in a way where it's like, oh, well, he just can't be casted anymore. It's like, huh?
Okay. So I found the quote. So he says, I want to acknowledge the devastating loss of a dear friend and member of our Marvel Studios family. Chadwick Boseman was an immensely talented actor and inspirational individual who affected all of our lives, both professionally and personally, Feige said.
Okay.
His portrayal of T'Challa, the Black Panther, is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character from any other medium in Marvel's past. It is for that reason we will not recast the character. So that is the direct quote from that, and that's quoted in Vanity Fair. So from that live stream of Disney Investors Day. So like I understand, but it's like I think the one thing where they're coming from is we have tons of Batman, but we only have one Black Panther. And believe me, I'm mixed on it too, because I do believe that the spirit of T'Challa should live on, but at the same time, it's kind of like, how do you do Chad justice? And also because he was an impactful force, because no one could believe that he passed away. Go ahead. What you got to say?
I mean, do we do this for like Christopher Reeve, where people sitting around like, oh, well, I guess we just ain't gonna make Superman movies no more. How can we do him justice? No, they were like, yo, we love this man, but this character is important. Clark Kent is important. So Clark Kent, his stories must move on. They must live on for another generation of young little boys that live in Kentucky, Tennessee, wherever the boy from. You know, I don't know, Kansas. You know, wherever he from, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's like
I don't like it in general, but maybe I'll roll to the chat. Let's see what y'all saying.
Yeah,
let's see. Blurty says, I do want to recast at least for the third movie. Antoine Allen said, I hope there will be a black male lead for Panther. Shuri's cool, and I guess I see where he's coming from in that, because the comic book version of Shuri and the movie Shuri are a little different, to where kind of going into that role doesn't really. Maybe if she went into the role in the third film, where we see the second film where she like really steps her game up with, you know, with the fight skills and stuff, but she just hasn't been positioned that way in the first movie. But we also don't know whatever time skip we're going to experience. So they could be like, yo, it's been 10 years and she been doing mad, you know, Wakanda training, you know what I'm saying? And then now she nice with it. So I don't know.
I don't know. And it's like, we know, we've heard rumors of what the story's going to be, but it's not confirmed. Yeah, we've heard rumors that Tenoch Huerta, sorry if I'm butchering the name, is going to be Namor, but it's not confirmed. We've seen this story in like from people like, you know, Daniel Rockman on Twitter and Charles Murphy of Luminary and Murphy's Multiverse, but it's like we don't have confirmation from Marvel that that's within the storyline. And we also don't know, like you said, the time skip. We don't know how they're going to even handle the fact that T'Challa's not around anymore. We know Jack. And also, like, if like back to the Michaela Coel thing, because I don't think we want to overlook that. It's really cool that they are continuing to find this talent, this prominent Black talent, and bringing them into the MCU. I don't think that can be understood enough. Something, especially something as important as Black Panther is.
Yeah, and shouts to finding a sister that is dark skinned, or at least, you know, past a certain hue of brown, because you know how Hollywood get. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, we know how Hollywood get.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jenna James says, I don't think she's playing Storm. I think Marvel will trick some of the fans and cast her as Dorma, Namor's wife, or Namorita. Wow, Namorita. Wow.
And that's the other thing I was about to say.
Jenna with a deep cut.
Yeah.
Jenna says slice. Namorita, really? Okay.
Think about it.
Okay.
Think about it. That could be dope.
I'm not mad at Namorita. Even though, wow, you went deep in the deck and pulled that joint straight out.
I mean, that would be really dope to do, right? That would be dope to do. And that was my point. They like to play against type. You think they're hiring for Storm or Wolverine or any of the X-Men, and it's going to turn out someone else from a deep cut from Marvel's endless archives. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to speculate, because also as a fan, I don't want to get excited and be like, oh my God, they just cast Storm.
I know exactly what it's going to be.
And then you get in there and it's like, it's not Storm. I'm disappointed. Kind of like what happened with WandaVision and Mephisto, right? Like,
see, I'm able to be like, yeah, it's Mephisto when it's not Mephisto. Just be like, yeah, well. But I know there was a lot of people that was Like,
A lot of people
like yo,
pissed.
they bet the farm on that joint. It was like, I know for sure, it's Mephisto. Oh, he's. And I was just like, all right, man, it might be him. That'd be a cool way to make a link between, they got the Sony stuff. They seem to be playing fair with each other. So I mean, hey. And then nothing happened. It was just Agatha all along. Then we got a dope remix from a brother on Twitter, and that was pretty much it.
Leland Philpott. But that's the guy who did it. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. But I love the fact that they got Michaela in on the MCU. Yep. That I did not see coming. I didn't see that coming at all. So that is dope.
Yeah. And the fact that she reps herself, yo,
man,
girl, do your thing.
It's gonna be dope, man. So I think we'll see it. And the good thing is next summer it comes out, so we'll have it next summer. So
Jenna James does say, what is it? With what just happened to Loki, it opens the door for Michael B. Jordan to take the mantle as a variant. Following Blurred is talking about Michael B. Jordan and of course being Black Panther, but then Jenna James said, what is it? No, Blurdish comes through and says, yeah, I think it's Slay. BP can be passed. T'Challa should be soon, if not in this movie. So that that can be cool. E equals MC squared says, if Cole is Madam Slay, she resurrected Killmonger in the comics. So that's it. So you never know. There's many different things. You guys know how I feel about the character. I think T'Challa should always live on. I think Miles should live on, just like our characters should live on just like theirs do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. But I get it's a touchy subject, so I'm not, of course I don't own none of it. But I'm just saying I'm like, yo, our characters should be able to live on just like theirs do. So now you telling me we got all these Kangs, all these Spider-Man, all these, but there was only one T'Challa, or we ain't never gonna see another T'Challa ever? Or if this multiverse is made aware to Shuri and and Queen Mother and all these people, that they wouldn't be interested to see T'Challa again? Come on, man. Like, I mean, look at your boy in Spider-Verse trying to see his wife again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was mad evil because Kingpin stay evil, but he was still trying to see his girl again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was a different girl, but he was still trying to see a girl.
And I think one of the other things is it's whoever say they did recast T'Challa, right? Whoever is cast in that role, that's a lot of pressure to live up to.
But I mean, that's with any character like that.
But,
I mean, especially like Joker. Like, remember the pressure that was on Well, I know. But I mean, any character like that, the pressure's going to be high. Whether it's Batman, Joker, Wonder Woman, whoever. You know what I'm saying? It's like.
But you're also dealing with someone who died. That's the other, like, it's like, and this is where I go back and forth on it. It would be cool to recast T'Challa, but it's also very much like I would feel bad for any actor trying to follow up Chadwick. That's a lot. And even if it is Letitia becoming Shuri, becoming Black Panther, that's a lot for her to follow up too. It's like that. Yeah, that's a lot to live up to, because you're also talking about someone who died out of nowhere from colon cancer that he kept to himself, that no one knew about. So there's a lot of layers to that. That it's like, it's not just as simple as cool recasting T'Challa. That actress following up is gonna be. Ooh, that I got you. That's a lot. You feel me? Like, right, so
okay. Like, I get you on that side. So this ain't the only Marvel stuff going on. We talked about Loki last week, but we didn't get a chance to talk to you about Loki. Sir, I would like to give you the floor on your thoughts on Loki, on the finale of all finale. No, it's fine. But how do you feel about Loki coming into, of course, our new widened universe? Places the glasses.
Kang So, dude, Jonathan Majors, I know people really don't want to call him Kang yet, but he is he who remains. Okay. The fact that they did that this early, dude, Jonathan Majors killed it. I'm so happy they did it. I'm overjoyed. And he even voiced the timekeepers in episode 4. Did you know that?
Wow, didn't know that.
Yeah. I was
That's
like,
dope.
oh man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So
props on
I'm very excited to see what his next variant is, how he's gonna play the variant of Kang, because that's gonna be really dope. I'm very excited about that. That's all I wanted to know.
Because of course the Kang, of course, there's been a lot of arguments about like Immortus isn't Kang and blah, blah, blah. And it's like he's not, but he is. But past that, the way they set this up, I mean, Jonathan Majors could technically be in the Marvel universe for the rest of its existence, because when you have the Council of Kangs and other Immortuses and like it,
Ramatut and like
it could kind of go on forever. And that also gives him a lot of leeway to play with how he pulls off the character. Because of course, like Kang the Conqueror and Kang, like say the regular dude that's just a scientist, it's not going to be the same. Immortus is not going to be the same. But I did like how he was just like, man, I'm tired. Like I'm tired. I've been up here by myself for a long time.
I that's why I loved the performance. You could tell the man was just like, he's like, buddy, I'm tired. I was just like, bro, I feel that. I feel that in my bones. And also I think when we talk about just like the multi-universal aspects of Kang, since they're doing Young Avengers, who do you get to play Iron Lad? Think about that. Is Reed gonna be black? It's like all of these things that really opens up.
Okay.
A lot of it. It's like very well Reed could still be white. Okay, whatever. But like the possibility.
Yeah, I honestly say please make Reed and please make them white, because I'm so tired of y'all tears on the internet. Just make them white so I don't have to hear their mouth. Like, there's enough black characters. Just please make them white. Because I'm so, like, I don't care about it, but I'm so tired of them moaning and complaining. Just please make them white. Please don't make them Latino. Don't make them Asian. Don't make them, I don't know, Colombian. Just make them white. Please.
Wait, first of all.
Please.
First of all,
why do you see nobody on the internet talk about trying to break down this hyper-specific reason why Reed needs to be white? Just make them white so we don't have to hear them crying about whiteness and like they losing something. It's like, dude, and these be the same ones, they ain't got no stock in nothing. They ain't wrote one comic book. And then the people that wrote the comics would be like, yo, man, this is cool. This is real dope. And then they get mad at them. But it's like, but I made it.
Let me stop you there. First of all, why do you sound like you going to church? You see that you're like, Lord, just let it happen. That's what you be sounding like.
Sometimes you got to go to church on these cats.
No. You just like hand up like this. That's what you sound like.
Sometimes you got to go to church on them. Sometimes.
No, it's all good. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm acting a fool, man, and like I'm acting a fool also because I'm like I just got engaged, so like it's I'm still fighting that wave of enjoyment, but. Yeah, man, it's like I love the fact of like how it's opened up, and also when we're thinking about the multiverse, we don't know jack about Doctor Strange 2. We don't know jack. We do not know anything about that.
I think the only thing that we know is that Scarlet is in it, and I think that's it. We only know Scarlet Witch is in it, right? I don't think I even know. Is there any other knowledge that we know about this movie?
Scarlet Witch is in it. Doctor Strange is in it. We know America Chavez is going to be in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's something new. That's something new that I didn't know. So
That was confirmed in the Disney Investor Day thing. And then there's a rumor.
See, I need to start paying attention to those Investor Days.
Bro, that Investor Day was packed full of information. They confirmed the Ashoka TV series. They confirmed a lot of stuff. Patty Jenkins was directing the Star Wars movie that we already knew about. All this stuff came out of that Investor Day. So like definitely pay attention to those for like any fandom, anything like that. That's the important things to pay attention to.
I need to start peeping game on that.
Yeah. But yeah, so we don't know anything about it except for some castings. And like it's the multiverse aspect. The more I watch that episode of Loki, I watched it like 3 or 4 times now just to like watch Jonathan Majors and really examine how he's playing He Who Reigns. Dude, I'm excited. I feel like a kid in me has come out again. It's gonna be dope.
It does. It's weird because as a finale, it's bad. Like as far as kind of wrapping up a season, it's bad. As far as solving problems that the season created, it's bad. As far as opening up the universe and possibilities for all kinds of things to change in ways that we don't understand at this moment, it's awesome. So I'm like, there's parts of me that like it, parts of me that don't, but I wasn't mad at it wasn't the acting, it was just the fact that I'm like, we're not really solving any of the problems.
We weren't going to.
Yeah.
We weren't going. With a show like Loki, here's the thing. I went into Loki feeling like, okay, here's what we're gonna learn. And by the end of it, we ain't gonna know anything else. We're gonna have more than when we started. That was like, especially when we saw the Infinity Stones in the desk, I was like,
oh yeah.
Okay, this is a different vibe. And it automatically, for anybody who bought an Infinity Gauntlet like me, was already like, all right, so did I waste my money now? It's kind of like, it's like they're throwing the Infinity.
This is useless.
And that was a sign being like, okay, you think you've seen a lot yet? Get ready. We're about to ratchet it up another level. You haven't seen anything yet.
They were like, the stones ain't nothing.
The stones ain't nothing.
Yeah, so
like
that's the thing that I think is cool about this is that this series opens up so much, but as a show, like, you know, not Black Widow, WandaVision, they actually like solved some things. They wrapped up things. You know, Captain America, Winter Soldier, they solved things. They wrapped up things. They ended things. Of course, they didn't end everything because, you know, storylines can go, but the main issues were kind of like handled and resolved, or at least slowed down. You know what I'm saying? Loki, Ramona, she's somewhere. I don't know where she done went. Then you got Immortus. I mean, he dead / not dead because, you know, of course, all this stuff changes and comes back around. So he's not dead, but he's dead. Then the whole thing between Loki, Sylvie, we don't know what that is because she doesn't like hate him, but she was like, yo, you ain't gonna stop me from killing this man. So now he off. Of course, things have now changed because there's time all over the place. Nothing really got resolved except maybe Loki, you know, I guess we could be like, Loki's a better man. I don't know. But
no, because here's the thing. Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out real quick to Blurtish, because Blurtish all right, check this. Blurtish sent me, I'm trying to remember, it was a meme the other day. And it reads, Loki is a show about a Karen making a scene and complaining to the manager of a Black-owned business about his Black employees, and you can't tell me otherwise. And honestly, though, that's exactly what the show is about.
I saw that and I was like, huh?
Yo, that's exactly what the show is about.
Like, I was like, what? And then I was like, maybe?
This exactly what the show is about, yo.
It was in the Griot. That whole write-up was in the Griot. About like they said something like Sylvie was basically like she's a Karen that's been fighting the whole season to basically speak to the man. Like that whole thing, I was like, just what? Like that was reaction.
I mean, we're back. I mean, think about it. We're back to that whole thing with WandaVision where it's like, so after she held people captive to the point where they were begging to be killed, they bring in the black woman to be like, you'll never understand what you would. Oh, shut up. This one was begging for her child to use a bathroom or something. Would you please stop it? And then she goes off, and like everybody's like, well, take it easy. See you next time. Like, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see. Yeah. You know how I feel about Wanda, man. Look, Wanda, I'm off that right now. I'm off that. But so it's good. I'm glad you like Loki. We talk about Black Widow. How you feel about Black Widow? How is you feeling about the Widow of Black?
All right, so
I love when there's a long pause when he's just like,
okay, so I liked Black Widow. I was vibing with 95% of this, 95% of it. Loved it, loved the storyline, loved the intro. I love how they also continued that storyline in the beginning from Civil War. That was pretty cool. My thing was Taskmaster.
Okay.
But not for the reasons you're thinking. So
how you know what I'm thinking? Huh?
Man. Anyways, right here, Mike, right here. Anyways, so my thing was I appreciated the twist with Taskmaster. That's a tongue twister. But I think it made sense, especially when you talk about the fact of Dreykov's daughter, especially because they mentioned that. Speaking of Loki mentioned that all the way back in Avengers 1, right?
Yeah.
In that scene where he's taunting Widow. The twist made sense. But I felt like they changed the name from Tony Masters to Antonia Dreykov. So I'm like, okay, cool. I think that we needed to see more of Taskmaster to make Taskmaster the threat that we know, especially us comic fans are used to seeing. We needed to see more Taskmaster. We didn't see enough of Taskmaster for that to be like, to fear Taskmaster as it is. The twist made sense when you think about it, the storyline. I was like, cool. I just felt like we needed to see more of Taskmaster and less of Dreykov.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's my one main criticism of that movie.
I think the biggest criticism I have of Black Widow, and you know what I'm saying? If you love Black Widow, first of all, I'll say this. I fell asleep during it. Not because I particularly hate the movie. I think Disney took way too many shortcuts narratively with this film because they know that we've seen the movies. Us having seen the movies doesn't mean that this movie might not be someone else's first movie. You know what I'm saying? This might be, Black Widow could be someone else's first movie. And they just kind of go through this and go through the motions without setting out a narrative path to set the scene for people that are watching it that might not know. Now, I'm not expecting someone to be like, once upon a time, not long ago. No, but they really shortcut all of the stuff about Civil War and, you know, her being an Avenger and everything. And they kind of really shortcut that and was just like, expected you to know. I would have liked to see more of Dreykov and his daughter and what it took to make Taskmaster or you know, what goes on in the mind of Taskmaster or something like that, because the fight scenes were fresh.
Yeah, they were.
But like the way kind of like Taskmaster was there before Black Widow or whoever Taskmaster was fighting was there. But the problem with this is similar to the homie Martin on Double Toasted, saying like she's essentially just the Terminator now.
And that's the thing. It's like, and I think it's like, and I have to choose my words carefully here for reasons that I'll tell you about later.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more of Taskmaster.
Okay.
And maybe it could be a sense of, I'm playing this two ways. Maybe it's a sense of they held back because they're planning on bringing Taskmaster back with Thunderbolts, which they see that they're building through Valentina, right?
Yeah.
Especially, we need to talk about that post-credit scene. So it could be a world where we're going to see more of her. Cool. Leave them wanting more. Traditional marketing tactic, okay. Sales tactic, leave them wanting more. Great. If not, I felt like we needed to see more in that movie of Taskmaster. But also, they for what they did in that storyline, they covered a lot because they're covering the revelation of the Red Room. They're covering the fact to bring back Dracov's daughter, introducing Dracov, Nat's family, who is Yelena, who is Red Guardian, Iron Maiden. Like they covered a lot of ground in this movie, which is why I think when you're talking about, the narrative shortcuts that you're talking about, because they covered so much in this movie. They covered a lot. It was like
they did
covered a lot of things storyline wise. So I think it's just a matter of focusing what they wanted to what do they want to tell, because also the fact that they're wrapping up Natasha's story as the Black Widow, and now Yelena's likely going to become the Black Widow handing off that title to Yelena. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Is definitely a lot. It seems like a movie that they kind of just made because they had to make it, because it's weird. There's a lot of stuff that happened, but then you have the narrative shortcuts, and it didn't feel like the emotion was there. Like I didn't. And maybe it's kind of like I said before, I don't care. She's dead. So maybe I didn't care coming into the movie. I don't care about her mama, her fake daddy and sister and stuff. But the opening sequence, it was kind of dry for me. Then you go into like the music video, I guess intro or credits or whatever. And I was like, I'm kind of tired of us like singing these older songs and trying to make them like sad or creepy. And this is already a song that's kind of sad and creepy anyway. But there was a lot up front that I was already kind of whatever on. But then we got into the movie. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at it, but it just felt like just something that Marvel had to do instead of.
And I think that's one of the things that we got to remember. I think there's two things. I always think of like business and family, right? I think one of the things is maybe we felt like maybe I don't know who feels like this. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but it's a sense of now that Perlmutter is out of the picture.
Okay.
Because one of the things was, and I think this is why it's like people are feeling like, well, why are we telling the story now? Not that it doesn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're telling this out because we can, because of Perlmutter. I think most people who are aware of the back and forth and
the infighting between Perlmutter and Kevin Feige.
And also, when we think about the setting of the movie post-Civil War, the fact that they're basing it out of Civil War, when we mostly know what was talked about in the press was that Feige almost left because he couldn't do what he needed to do with Civil War because of Perlmutter. When we think about all of that, that's one thing. And also, we as comic book fans, I think it's sometimes hard for me to remember that they're not making movies for comic book fans. They're making stuff for everyone. So they're making things for fans that to love because they're not straight adaptations. So that was the thing where I'm like, okay, I love Taskmaster I love the Tony Masters iteration of Taskmaster from the comics, but they're not doing that just for comic book fans.
And see, that's kind of what worried me, because since you're doing this not just for comic book fans, people that aren't comic book fans need to know what's going on.
Right.
And they come into this movie, like, say if they're just someone like, oh snap, it's a cool action movie, let me see what's going on. I don't really know much about Marvel, but people say it's great. Let me go see this woman. I've seen Scarlett Johansson and other stuff, and I saw one Avengers movie, so let me go check this out. And you're watching a movie, and there's shortcuts all over the place. Because the movie basically says, hey, you've seen everything, right? Let's go. It's like,
yeah.
Everybody might not have seen this. We need to lay the groundwork for what Budapest is, regardless of how you want to pronounce it. That whole thing was whack. The thing about how she landed, I get it. I know brothers and sisters and sisters and sisters and brothers and brothers. I know they razz each other. They clown each other all the time. That's cool. But the way they did it was whack. The whole thing in the middle of okay, so we at 7-Eleven. You and I at 7-Eleven, right? And we're both like crazy, ill killers, all right? We're the trained, super duper, nice, tactical men, all right? And we do killer stuff all the time, all right? So right. we go to Circle K, 7-Eleven, pit stop anywhere, racetrack, shout out to the South, anywhere, right? And we just be like, yeah, I'm a killer. I be killing people all the time. Hey, you a killer too. I was just like, I get you want to have the scene where it seems like they're bonding, but why don't you let it be what it really is in real life? Now, this is only anecdotal from stuff that I know and I've heard from friends and friends of friends. Usually when you're estranged from people for a long time, these kind of friendly moments where they're like kind of playfully jabbing each other doesn't happen. Usually it's kind of like they could have let the relationship be a little clunky, because in real life it would have been clunky. Like, imagine you being estranged from your brother, sister, dad, mama, whoever, cousin, whatever, and you try to come together, and it's like, I don't know your sense of humor. You don't know mine. I don't really know your references. And they could let it be clunky because it would have made sense. And then also talking about killing people out in the open was, I thought it was whack. I thought the razzing was whack. I thought their relationship in general was whack until they got to the log cabin or the pig cabin, whatever. When they got to their mama house, their fake mama house. Then I was like, okay, cool. This is probably the time when the cast got comfortable enough with each other where it started seeming natural. Because in the other part of the movie, I was just like, I'm not feeling it. There's many times, like in Loki, where I've said, I feel like all of the actors have bought into this story and this world, this universe. I didn't feel that way with Black Widow. I didn't. I didn't feel like everybody bought into like the Marvel world and they like believed they were who they were. And not to say that anyone did a particularly bad job, but it just came off like, okay, I'm an actor, I'm gonna go in and do my job and hit my paces and be out. But then we do have some set pieces that I did enjoy. Like that whole car chase scene where I know mad people died, but we're gonna let that slide because this is Marvel, so I guess we don't jump on Marvel. But mad people died and State Farm got called all day. Like Geico and State Farm got called all day.
Bro, you going on a rant. You were ranting.
But I'll let it go. The movie is something that had to happen. It's not the worst Marvel's done. But by now, I expect better of Marvel. Because I mean, if we think about the two main movies that most people groan about, that's like way back in phase 2. In like early phase 2. So I mean, it's been a while since people have like groaned about a movie. And this is, I feel like I feel like my fears have been realized in this film. I was like, we shouldn't make it, but I'll let it slide.
Okay. I love you, bro. But you are ranting.
I let it go. I let it go.
Okay. So let's reset.
Woosah. Oh, someone did ask, did they ever name her Taskmaster? I want to say they did. I think they called her Taskmaster like 2 or 3 times in the film.
I don't remember.
But I believe they did call her specifically Taskmaster. But I do dig that. I hope we get some more Taskmaster.
We're gonna see Ellen again too. Don't forget that.
Yeah. We'll get to see her again. But Taskmaster is someone I want to see more of, because the fight scenes where she was there before the other person was there, like before, like that was cool. That was super cool. I thought that was great. Like her literally being there before, like, it's like, you're going to punch in 2 seconds. And stopped it. That's something that I want to see more of. So yeah, I'm definitely ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So moving on.
All right.
Do you want to talk about the mini studio? Do you want to get into the?
No, I think we should just talk about the mini studio and the post credit scene. But so we know What If is coming August 11th. It's not too far away. So Victoria Alonso was quoted that they're going to create an animation studio to do more animated properties, which is going to be dope.
Yes.
And I think also the post credit scene for Black Widow. Woo, man, Valentina is petty. She's shady ass.
It wasn't even necessary for her to like do all that.
She was like literally like, okay, spoilers. We gotta spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Black Widow.
Everybody, come on, man. Look,
I'm just saying. But pause. Anyways,
spoilers.
The fact that she was basically like, oh, you want to meet the man who's responsible for your sister's death. And I was like, man, you are petty and this is messed up.
Also, my problem with Valentina, when I saw that scene, I was like, I know you think you're slick, but this is a horrible idea, because when you lie, you're supposed to tell lies. Not saying that you should lie. You should not lie, all right? If you're watching this, do not lie. Don't you be lying. But if you lie, you ain't supposed to be telling lies that people can invalidate. Like, she gonna get to Hawkeye, he be like, no, I didn't kill her. And he's like, oh, well, that is. Like, it's he said, she said. No. You're supposed to tell a lie that you're supposed to tell a lie where, like, no one else was there. So, like, you're the only one who really knows. But, like, if you're like, Hawkeye killed her, and you get to Hawkeye, like, yo, I ain't kill her. And then you're gonna be like, oh, well, did Valentina lie? I don't know. But I don't know, she ain't tell you the truth. All right, we went in space, and then she tried to jump over the thing. I tried to stop it, and then she jumped anyway, and then I got the soul stone. The end. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so. All right.
I know.
I don't think this is going to work out for Valentina the way she thinks it will, because I think Yelena is smarter than that. At least I hope.
Until we
because they've played her as if she was smarter than this. So for her to get dumb just to make a thing happen with Hawkeye, I don't personally buy. I hope she's smarter than this.
I think that's a good point, but we also don't know what capacity that she is working for Valentina.
Okay. All right, I'll roll with you on that one.
The Hawkeye TV series, because that's where we're going to see Yelena again. But okay, we talked enough about Marvel. I think the one thing that I do want to talk about in the chat. So, real quick, one sec here. So there's some people talking about recasting T'Challa. Mm-hmm. So Jenna James says Trevor Jackson, Keith Powers, Kofi Sirobe, or Chris O'Neill would be good, and that's at BS Filter. BS Filter said, okay. Get the. Oh wait, so this was about my bad. So this was about the kid from Stranger Things to play Iron Lad. So we're talking.
Okay.
So we're talking. Right. So my bad. I thought it was for T'Challa because I saw some stuff about T'Challa. But like,
if they would, I would like to get my first pick for T'Challa way back, which was Aldous Hodge. Aldous Hodge is dope, and people sleep on that man. I don't
But
know
he's
why.
Hawkman. He's Hawkman now.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, you
He's
can get
Hawkman.
dollars from both sides. You know
You
what I'm saying?
could. James Gunn did it. James Gunn did it. But like,
You can get dollars. You can get dollars from Marvel and DC.
Dude, Aldous Hodge. Also, if anybody hasn't seen Leverage Redemption on IMDb TV, peep it out. Good. Yeah. It's a good watch.
Even though IMDb TV really ain't all that. All right.
I watched it.
This coming from NERDSoul.
I watched it.
Well, I was watching it on Amazon, and then I was looking at the ads for IMDb TV because they trying to sell, they're trying to get their stuff popping, and I was like, yeah.
See.
But
see,
I'm trying to live an ad-free life right now. You know what I'm saying? And you messing things up, IMDb TV or whatever. All right. I'm trying to live an ad-free life. All right. I'm trying to live it ad-free. And you stopping me from doing that. But it was good to see Aldous Hodge back.
Yeah. Aldous Hodge is killing it, bro. So yeah, I think we talked about that. But I think the other news we got to talk about that's not Marvel related is the Batgirl news that came out today.
Batgirl coming to HBO Max.
So Leslie Grace is playing Batgirl.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is the directing duo who's doing Miss Marvel is doing this film for HBO Max.
And they also did
Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life, which I enjoyed. So I can't remember who I saw. Oh, I saw it with Arcatron. So he didn't think he was going to like it. He ended up liking it. Bad Boys for Life, good movie, came through. It came through in a way where another movie did not come through for a sequel. You know what I'm saying? On Amazon Prime, I ain't going to say no names. Should have just left it alone the second you saw the script. But anyway, all right.
You're petty. You feeling really petty right now.
But Bad Boys for Life came through. Had action, car chases, people getting beat down, cats getting shot up. They understood the story and gave us what we needed. So I can't remember something. Is it Adil? Like Ben Adil or something like that? Whoever it is, I trust y'all. Y'all good right now. Y'all good. So look, we here. Y'all good. Going to do y'all Batgirl stuff. Y'all gonna be all right. I mean, unless DC screws y'all over and don't let y'all make the movie y'all want to make, and then or if it never comes out, like the Flash movie. But we're hoping for better things. We're hoping for brighter days.
So the director duo is Adil and Bilal, and so that's who did it. So I think that's also a good directing choice because that makes sense for the casting that they got Leslie Grace to play Batgirl, who's for anybody who hasn't seen In the Heights, she's really dope in the Heights. I think she plays trying to remember who she plays in the Heights, but she's playing in the Heights. Leslie Grace played I think her name was Nina. I'm trying to remember. I saw it so long ago.
See, because I haven't seen it, so I'm not the biggest musical buff. I ain't gonna front. No, I heard people liked it, so I'm like, hey. Well, I also heard some colorism stuff about it.
Nina Rosario. So she played Nina Rosario in The Heights. I knew I was right. I just had to check. But yeah, so it's really interesting choice. I think it's a really good choice for Barbara Gordon. I know she was up against Zoe Dutch, and Zoe Dutch was my personal choice because, like, especially if you watch like some of her early stuff, like it screamed like she screamed Barbara Gordon to me, but Leslie Grace, not a bad choice at all.
Yeah,
so
it should be cool. I wonder what it ties into, because I didn't see that from the article, or if it's just like, yo, this is tied into nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
we'll see. I think it's gonna.
We shall see.
It's really good casting, so that was really great to see. And I also like this full fact of that they're casting Latinas for these DCEU characters. We know that. So we have Sasha Calle playing Supergirl from the Flash movie that's coming out. That's gonna be dope.
White boys got mad about that. Now I remember that.
I mean,
now
they can probably get mad about
white
Batgirl.
boys about to get mad again.
I mean,
tomorrow morning is going to be a whole bunch of white dudes talking about Barbara Gordon and how much they love Barbara Gordon. They ain't tweet about Barbara Gordon one day in their life, but now all of a sudden they're the Barbara Gordon encyclopedias. But just whatever. We'll let it slide. We'll let it slide tonight.
It's cool to see it, and I think we had one other Latina casted for the DCEU. I'm trying to remember, y'all. I'm tired AF right now, but it's really cool to see the direction of the casting, because I was surprised that they went with, Leslie over someone like Zoe. Not that I'm not that race is a thing for me, especially when we're talking about fictional characters. But
we know how Hollywood get down.
Yeah, we know Hollywood gets down, but also it's a really inspired choice, and I'm happy to see it. So when we go forward, I'm looking forward to seeing where they take this character. I'm trying to see what other news was announced today for as far as like the background news. I think that was the
since we're on HBO Max, and we're coming up on time, y'all. But since we're on HBO Max, we're on DC. Are you interested at all in a season 3 of Titans?
Okay, so I really haven't had a chance to really stop and think about Titans, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know how I
Tell
feel
the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Anyways, we're moving on from that. I'm gonna get you for that later. Anyways, I don't know how I feel about Titans, bro. Like between engagement, work,
and of course, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Clement got engaged. You know what I'm saying? Held it down. Black love all in the air and the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna get the ring of power. You know what I'm saying? Then ain't nobody gonna stop you.
But yeah, so we're already in wedding planning mode. We're already like we got 2 venues picked. I'm like, so between all that, I have not had a minute to really think about Titans. I don't know.
They ain't much to think about.
I know they're doing Red Hood this year, but it's really like I like Titans, but I have no hate for Titans, but it's not something that I've been necessarily checking for. When it comes out, I'm gonna watch it, but it's not something that I'm like actively hyping.
Got you.
It's like it's not there in my forefront, and that's no offense to the marketing campaign, the actors, or whatever.
Oh, no.
It's just like I just haven't really had a chance to sit back and be like, yo, what do I want to watch? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Unless for like Leverage that I've been waiting for a long time. Long time. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like when it comes out.
What up? Well, with that said, guys, we have exhausted, exacerbated, and exercised the demons. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to throw it over right here. So this young brother, all right, known as the Grand Poobah, all right, Clement Bryant, take it away.
Grand Puma? Oh. I have questions. My little Black Panther right here has questions. Anyways, what are you doing? Twitter, Instagram at Clement Bryant. Follow me mainly on Twitter if you guys want to hear any of my hot takes about bodybuilding, fitness, marketing, social media, anything like that. And also, I am contributing right now to the Naomi podcast when the Naomi podcast starts up for the Naomi TV show on the CW. So go give him a follow. And yeah, it's good. Good to connect, man. It's good to see you.
Yes. So, of course, guys, to everybody in the chat, Antoine Allen, Jenna James, Brian, way in the beginning, I don't remember your last name and I don't want to screw it up. Dre came through. Let's see who else. We had Blurtish. We had Jeannie come through, or Janine come through. BS Filter. Really? Really, BS Filter? Really? I guess we'll let you slide. You know what I'm saying? We'll let you come through today. All right, but we had a whole bunch of dope folks come through. I can't if I miss you, your names is little. I can't see everybody. But thank you for rolling through. NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Hit the thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit the thumbs down if you don't. If you hit that thumbs down, all them dudes that be mad on Twitter, and Jenna James brought out 2 groups that know you, they gonna be mad. I'm gonna send them after you because they don't like me no way. Or they might like me. I don't know. I don't be worried about that. But anyway, podcast for music or podcast for listening, Spotify for music, all that cool stuff. If you don't know, now you know. NERDSoul, Clement Bryant, killing it. You know what I'm saying? Doing it like a player do. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave y'all with Parker Lewis and Architron because not only are they dope, but they also agree that Wu-Tang is for the children. So of course, thank you for watching and peace.
Peace.
We out. Yeah.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Parker Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too sharp, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. We still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grind together, we all came from hunger pain.